checking my rigging now and then. I probably don't do it enough. Here's a case of a clevis pin that has no ring, and I was out in pretty moderate breeze until evening, and then it really kicked up. I was sailing in 18 out there, pretty good sized waves with a crew person, and I discovered this when I was de-rigging. This is my jib stay. This holds up my mast, and luckily there was enough tension on this thing that it stayed put, but really scary. My mast does go down and set in a base, and it's tied in with that cable that loops around it. But you know, I don't know that would keep the mast from going down as fast, but in high winds, I just would shudder to think what could happen with a jib stay failure. So anyway, today I'm going around literally with a magnifying glass and looking at my all my clevis pins and the condition of the rings. So it's a good thing to do. I probably need to do it more often. This really surprised me that this was like that. So just another thing to do is, you know, sailboat ownership. You have to, especially if you're doing all your own inspections and maintenance. But I would say, you know, your jib stay is probably the most important thing, and your shrouds. I'm going to check them today as well. Make sure that I like the thicker rings that go through. I've gotten some really thin clevis pin rings, and I don't like them. They feel like they sort of expand. And, plus, I want the heaviest ring I can get in these clevis pins. So anyway, just something to watch for. Talking about the thickness of these rings, the wire itself, and so for example, this one here may be hard to see. It is thinner wire than these rings for the clevis pins. So sometimes I can't, you almost don't realize it's a thinner wire until you go to put them on. But this one here is thinner than these, so I avoid the thinner ones just because I don't think here's a pretty thick small diameter one, but if you look at this one, it is thinner, the wire is thinner than like this one, so that's what I avoid. That clevis pin that had the ring missing with a ring back in it, and that's a thicker ring, and I did put a washer on that one. And then here I just tighten this screw down here. It's about as far as I could get it into that. So this is pretty secure now. I'd say from 4:30 to 5:30, it was perfect for broad reaching and really going fast. The waves were pretty big, but not crazy big. And we were planing most of the time, and we got some really good speed. We've got some really good gust up at Cascade Rocks, but it seemed like we got in a zone that was really smooth. It was a lot of volume, but it was smooth. And then over on the Washington side, it would get a little squirrely just in one area where I think the wind was dumping, kind of a stream of acceleration was dumping in one spot, but so we just wouldn't tack in that. We'd go through that and then tack on the other side and then blast back through. But anyway, we had a really vigorous and athletic day. It was great.